This is breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.
Pete, when you look back at look back at things, do you wish kind of like you guys approached the offseason differently in terms of maybe certain moves you guys made?
Well, I would like to have been as competitive as we could have been. You know, you look back, maybe there were some chances that we could have hit on that we didn't. I look back at there's a lot of things that I would adjust just because of where we came out of the offseason. We weren't as far along as we needed to be. And so even though we played well in the opener, you know, and that was a very good game for us, we could have been better, just better equipped, I think, for the rigors of the next 6 or 8 weeks. I think we should have prepared for that more.
Along those same lines, what are some positives that you can point to as maybe some building blocks that you did accomplish moving forward?
Well, and I probably feel like you guys a broken record on this, but these guys are working the way we need them to work. They come with an intent every day. They have an attitude about the way that we approach the routine that we have, and they have a good. The attitude is positive, and they're active and proactive in it, and the leaders keep the messaging solid, and so that's a lot to accomplish, and often you can have better seasons than you haven't accomplished that. So I think we're primed and ready to go, and we have to play better football when we get our chances, and so. To me, that's a big positive. And we've seen our young guys. We've got a lot of information on our young guys right now. We have a clear kind of direction and vision for what has to happen in the offseason for the young guys so that they can contribute more. And, I think Johnny and I are real clear on all of the guys all the guys that we picked in draft, and we're pretty clear on all of the guys that we brought in free agency as well too, how we want to move forward. And so we would jump into putting that into action as soon as we get done.
Do you have any expectation that Gino's going to be able to practice today or this week? And
he's not going to practice today. I don't think that he's going to be able to make that recovery. We wish that he could, and I hate closing the door on any opportunity, but it's going to be really hard for him. We're getting Kenny ready to go and Aiden ready to go. Those guys are going to battle all week long. Kenny's been the 2 all season, so he's likely to be the guy that starts, but both guys will play, and I want them to kind of share the game and give them an opportunity to play.
One of the young guys that was drafted was Charles Grant. We've seen him in a handful of snaps. What have you seen from him as far as his growth and expectations?
Yeah, Charles has done a lot of great stuff. Kind of a small school background and all that, so he's had to make up some ground. But we can project that he's tough, he's smart, he's got really good movement. He's got to have a good offseason of building up and getting a little stouter and all that. But the chances that we've seen, he's competing really well, and so we have a really positive outlook for him, and we have to figure out how to push the pieces around to make it work out.
Now, for a full season, just what has it been like working with John Spytek? Whenever you guys did have any differences about certain things, how did you guys were able to work those out?
So that's a good question for us now. I'll probably talk more about it when we're done, but right from the start, it was really clear the intent of how we wanted to do this and wanted to work together on everything. But there's things that we hadn't had a chance to come together on, so we had to work our way through stuff. And we're way better now than we were at the start. I want to make sure that I can complement all that John brings, and I need him to do the same for me. And so that's a work in progress, and it's like it's relationships. You got to work hard at it. And I love the guy. I think he's bright as hell. He's principled. He's strong. He's got integrity. He's got character. I mean, he's got all of the right stuff to be a fantastic general manager in this league.
I know you've always resisted the rebuild word, but going into next offseason, do you think that there would be a little bit more of a longer range kind of view about things?
No, we would go for it immediately. But now looking back, I thought we would make more progress earlier and we would be farther along than we are in terms of getting the wins. And so you're always rebuilding. You're constantly building. I mean, I don't like I fight the thought of it like we would make decisions that would, go in advance of winning, when you talk that way. So I just can't handle that. So that's why you heard me there. But this process is ongoing rebuilding. You know, it's building process for us, and we got to make sure that we make a bunch of great decisions. And you know, obviously, we're going to be in terrific position draft-wise. Financially, we're in good situation, so there's to move forward. So there's a lot of positives.
That's good.
Thanks. To go out and have some fun this week. How do you go about doing that in practice this week?
The same way we always do it. Yeah. To me, every day we should be having a good time doing this. And if you bring your right attitude, then that's what happens. And it's demanded of these guys that they bring in every day, and the coaches as well, and me as well. And so we're going to make it. We have a great start to this day already underway. You know, last day of the year and all that, and New Year's and all that stuff going on. There's a lot happening, but they'll be there today. You know, they've already been challenged to make sure that they do. So I'm counting on a big day today.
You see Max Crosby walking past. Has everything kind of been settled with all that? And,
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Max has been amazing, and you know, I was right there with him. You know, fighting. You know, the decisions that came about. But when you're in the middle of it, like he is, you ain't always going to be the clearest about your. You know, he's willing to put his body on the line no matter what. And he was willing to do that no matter what. And I admire the crap out of his approach and his vision. And so the fact that he had to process it and get through it is totally understandable to me.
So was the decision like a collaborative decision to shut him down, or was it just like doctors that shut him down? Who ultimately?
Well, yes, everything comes into play. The doctors had a big role in it, and the guy that will do surgery on him had a big. You know, they have a lot of impact because they've got to do the work to get him right again. So, but everybody contributed to that.
Great. Thank you, Coach.
Okay.
You've been watching breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.